What's up, everybody? This is your girl Ejspeaks, and last night was one of the blackest nights in a long time. Viacom gave us the BET Awards, but it shoved it down the throats of MTV, VH1, Spike TV, Comedy Central, Nickelodeon, and Teen Nick. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. It was almost like they said, you know what? Since you guys just keep absorbing our dance moves and our lyrics, let's just go ahead and make this easier for everyone, huh? Okay. So the show was hosted by Anthony Anderson and Tracy Ellis Ross. They hosted last year. I guess everybody else was booked. The show was kicked off by none other than BET's own prodigal daughter, Miss Beyonce Knowles. And yes, she did bring out Kendrick Lamar. It gets no blacker than that. So Beyonce stuck with a pretty consistent theme of the Lemonade Project. She got her scalp lathered in coconut oil. She got her cornrows. She pulled out Kendrick Lamar. He pulled out his Timberland boots. BET probably went in the red to bring Beyonce on the stage, and Beyonce was not pressed to be there. Blue was in the Uber waiting outside. Mom. If you have not seen the show, here's a spoiler alert. If Beyonce's performance starts at 7:06, by 7:09, she's boarding the flight, wet feet and all. Alicia Keys took us in the studio. She took us to her beat session. She's like, what bundles? What makeup? What hairstylist? You know, she wasn't here for the vocal gymnastics. Clearly. I think the whole point in bringing out so many instruments was more so to give homage to Prince, because he was like this musical beast, and I could appreciate that. Why she tipped over the keyboard at the end, I don't know whose tab that's coming out of. But peace be with you, homie. I loved every bit of it. It was black. It gets no blacker than no makeup, shades, and a headscarf. That's all of my aunties when they go to Walmart. Chloe and Halle did their thing. Those are Beyonce's artists. They had curtains hanging from the stage. Doesn't get any blacker than that. They're singing in all of their black and dreaded glory, and they are winning. So then you have Bryson Tiller. He doesn't need the hype men. He doesn't need the rump shakers. He doesn't need the crew. He doesn't need the entourage. Bryson Tiller needs two things on stage. He needs a mic, and he needs his cardigan. You better. So you have the Prince tribute, and it's throughout the entire show, and it's Erykah Badu and the baddest band in the land, and Erykah has a purple hawk because she can do that. Erykah Badu can wear a purple plastic or metal or styrofoam, whatever she wants to wear on her wrist, and if you don't like it, you can call Tyrone. So you have Stevie Wonder and Tori Kelly, and they're vibing and they're doing their thing. And the only thing I was concerned about, because I see this at every single show with Stevie Wonder, they leave my uncle on stage. And it's like when the lights dim, I said, okay, Tori, where are you going? Because she did my uncle like this. Tori. He's just kind of sitting there waiting for change. It's like, okay, why do they do him like this every single show? But she didn't do that. She didn't abandon him. She went to go get an instrument because they were going to play for another selection. Good looking out, Tori. Good looking out. So you have the Electric Lady, and you have the ever so decadent Electric Buns, Janelle Monáe. She did her thing. She always does. And then you have Jennifer Hudson. She has like this white ivory. It's like a Catholic nun up top hoodie, and then it's like a Baptist bottom because it's really short, and it's like a 2-in-1 duo look. And she did Purple Rain, and she did it to the fullest. And then you have Miss Sheila E., Prince's protege, who said this is not the BET Awards, this is the Prince show. And if you don't believe me, watch. So Sheila E. brought out the drums, she brought out the energies, she brought out the bodies, she brought out the works, and she let you know he did not teach me in vain, and she gave it to us. But for me, Bilal just took the cake for me. I felt like he embodied the spirit of Prince so much, I felt like the skies could just turn purple all over again. And I hated it because I felt like had he not had to hurry up and go get his sew in, he could have done an A and B selection. But I knew that he had an appointment, you know, because he had like the foundation done. He had like his braids done, right? So I knew that he had to scurry. I felt like that's what served me that oomph of Prince. Future hit the stage, Fat Joe, French Montana, Remy Ma. Remy hit the stage in all of her melanated, mystical body was banging, and it was just like boom, bang, boom, bang. Designer. Okay, here's the thing. Deborah Lee just called me. Shout out to Deborah Lee. She had an amazing wash and go. You know, just shea butter, just Cantu curls. She just called me before the video and she was like, designer cannot come back ever again. Whatever he was drinking, eating, I want 2 quarts of it. He was feeling good. Designer had no idea that other people were even in the room. But we can't have that at the show. He scared everybody. He had everybody nervous. He had Fabulous nervous. He had Maxwell nervous. He had Kirk Franklin nervous. By the time Kirk Franklin accepted his award, he was still trembling. He was still trembling in his voice when he accepted his award, because he didn't know what designer was loosing out in the atmosphere. He scared all the white people, each and every last 2 of them. And at the end of his performance, designer was trying to tell us something. He was trying to let us in on a little something. Deborah Lee said, no, cut. So the show did not go without honoring Samuel L. Jackson for the Lifetime Achievement Award, which they should have. He has been quite the staple in the Black community and the entertainment industry. They also honored Muhammad Ali. Layla Ali spoke beautiful words that honored her father, and we loved each and every second of it. Jesse Williams. So a lot of you were turned on to Jesse Williams last night. But for those of you who follow him on social media, you know that he is indeed the real deal. You know that he is about that life. He is not a visage. That was not just an acceptance speech. That is what he does. He stood with morals. He meant what he said, and he challenged his peers to rise with him. I hope that it is published where the youth can see it, because it was so heavy and it was so very necessary, and we needed to hear it, and we needed to hear a Black man say it. If you have not heard the speech, if you've not read the speech, I encourage you to do both. It is so powerful and it is so necessary. So Maxwell walked in the rain on stage under an umbrella. That's so Black. Usher did his thing. He's not gonna be satisfied until he's walking around with Derrick Rose's knees, like Usher. All in all, I was excited about the show. I was pleased with the show. I was curious as to where all the legends were. You know, where was Lionel Richie? Where was Shaka? Where was Gladys? Where was Patty? Patty was baking pies, so she was excused, but where were all of the legends? Where was the gospel performance? They usually do that for each and every show. I didn't see that last night. Where was Will and Jada? Because they wanted us to boycott, you know, the Oscars, and so we finally get our own night. And it's like, they're not there, you know, and maybe it's a justified reason, but I always wonder why we fight so hard for the acceptance of others, and then when it comes to our own stage and our own platform, it's like we're not there. And I hope this is an indication of what next year's show will be. I hope after this, the show gets better and better and better. And let me just say this before I go. Fantasia has not always had the best reputation. She's not always been the most polished nor the best educated, and she's never hidden that from the public. But when I tell you she read the teleprompter like she was paid $1 million to do just that, I was proud. I was so happy to see the growth in her, to know that her education was mocked, to know the simple things about even and her being able to read, how she pronounced words, just to see her on stage with poise, it made my heart so glad. There's something to be said about people who take you on the story with them, and I was just glad to see Fantasia do her things. It was a great show for me. So this is your girl Ejspeaks signing off, and before I go, tell me what you thought about the BET Awards. Did you watch them? Did you hate them? Did you love them? Tell me all of that, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.